Hello. Today I would like to talk about normal things, like traditions. I live in Hammond, Indiana. I, my mother raised me. My father was deceased by the time I was like 10, and we had certain things, customs that we did. We weren't a big family. We didn't have a lot of money. My mother worked, and she did what she had to do to support us, and nothing illegal. Um, Christmas time we had Christmas presents. I mean, I know everybody's not a Christian and a lot of people can't afford it, but kids can count on things. Now I think kids can't count on nothing. Nothing is for sure. A lot of kids deal with parents in jail, drug dealing in their home. They see all kind of bad things. There's no constant. There's no constant of who. They can't count on somebody's going to feed them a meal. What is the norm? Why is it that children aren't even allowed to be children? Kids are having children when they're, kids are having kids when they're children. And in their families, some of these families, that's the norm. You find that having a child at 15 is the norm. Having an uncle, brother, father, sister, mother in jail is the norm. Christmas sometimes don't exist. If it exists, it's through charity and whatever they can get for free. Nobody wants to take care of what they have. If you have children, let somebody else do it. If you, it just drives me nuts when I see these parents who are, first of all, way too young to be parents, way too irresponsible. They couldn't give a shit if their kids go to school or not. All they want them to do is away from home. And that goes in every race, even rich or poor. Middle class, it's the same. Parents don't care the way that they used to. I'm not saying all, some. But it's becoming the norm. It's acceptable. It's acceptable to have boyfriends living in houses, like, oh yeah, we live together. Oh, that's the norm. That's fine. No, it isn't. You have to have structure in your children's lives. Some people's norms is to live off of handouts, beg. No, that's not normal. Kids need to know that they have a solid meal coming every day. They need to know that they have a warm house to live in. They need to know that there are some constants in their life. When I was little, we didn't have a lot of money. But my mom made things work. My mom worked at a job that was, hard. She stood on her feet all the time. She went to work. She came home. We didn't live in a nice house. We lived in a housing project, But it was norm. My mom worked. We didn't stand in lines for free food because we didn't, she didn't want to provide. My mom did the best she could. There's never been any of my family, immediate family, in jail. My mom did what she had to do to keep us going the narrow. And then now you look at these kids, the parents. They're so young, they don't know what's normal. They have boyfriends with their pants down their butt. They have kids who don't know who's daddy. My God, you have a child with this father, you have a child with that father, and it's okay. It's not okay. It's never okay. You're giving your children examples. If you have a child from this guy over here, and then you're going to have a child with that guy, and you've never been married, not once, you've never had a job, you've never been able to support yourself, and you've never even, but you're in line to get the food baskets, you're in line to get the food banks, you're in line to anything that's free and free by charity. And these kids don't ever see their parents working. They don't ever see the family structure. Grandma raises many times. Grandma is doing the raising of the children. The food stamps or these cars like WIC or whatever it is always used. You know, I mean, for some of these children, it's a norm. It's a norm to maybe not have a coat for these kids. You know, asking for a coat is like, to some of these parents, is shocking. You know, it's the fathers, you know, they're no more the kids. You know, you hear these kids, these parents, they have music blaring, you know, and it's just nuts. I live next door to a daycare center. The parents that come and pick up their kids is horrible. They come with their music on, cursing, and, you know, and like, it's okay. It's not okay. You know, you gotta raise your kids. You gotta get back to some sort of norm. I'm not saying you have to celebrate Christmas. I'm not saying this has to be like, you know, the what you call it, like the Waltons or something like that, or even the Cosby Family. Not everything has to be like that. I mean, the norm might not be that, but, you know, at least make some things consistent for your children. If you know, if you have one child, you know, without being married, don't go back and have a second. You know, you're teaching your kids that this is okay. You know, if you're living out of assistance, don't make that your life's career. If you can't read, if you're illiterate, go back to school. Let your kids see that you try. If you're young, don't do it again. Don't get pregnant again. You know, parents, step up. If you have young kids who are going the wrong way, you know, slow them down and you teach them. This is what you shouldn't do. And if the grandparents did bad, or the parent of the young adult, at least try to do the right thing. You know, it drives me nuts when I see these kids, you know, walking with their babies. One has one on the hip and the belly sticking out, and it's so cute. Not so much. I don't think it's cute. I hate to go to the store when I see these girls, these young girls, having these cards, these food stamp cards, and they never had a damn job. You know, excuse my language, never had a job. How do you get that? And they have Medicare, Medicaid. I mean, come on. You've never put into the system. How in the hell can you take out? And I think the parents, if you have a child who gets pregnant, the norm should be the parents have to take care of that child. If your child is 16, then you weren't taking care of that child, so now that child has a baby, you should be responsible to raise that grandchild until that parent can get a job. And stop your handouts. Teach things, normal things, not getting by, getting over, you know, and not caring. Because kids today, you see them every day. You hear in the paper. By example, I live not too far from Gary, Indiana. That's horrible. That place is horrible, and I live there, and it's horrible. From 10 years ago to now, that place has changed so much. I mean, it's the highest murder capital of the world, and there is no norm there. Nobody does anything. It's all about getting over and getting, you know, not having to do anything. But please listen to my blog. Please subscribe. Please like, and please comment. And again, I will be making a video every day for 1 year. And my opinions aren't based on anything else but my opinions. So please listen, please respond, please like, please subscribe. Thank you.